Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here and welcome to another unboxing video. Today it is Monday the 27th of October 2025, same day as I did part of the Great Anglia plus I Swear vlog. Depending on editing, that video may already be out or it might be this video, in which case don't forget to check out that one as well after this one or when it comes out. So we are unboxing a parcel from All the Anime. Before I start, I did get another parcel the other day that I didn't do an unboxing video for, which was for Tonikiwa, Over the Moon for You Season 2 on Blu-ray. I will quickly have a quick go over of this Blu-ray before we start the unboxing. So, as a showcase, also from All the Anime, so that's the spine of the slipcase. This one comes in a slipcase as opposed to the first season, which didn't. It's just a normal Blu-ray, but it did get a limited edition set as well. Sorry for the angles just now. While season 2 just has the standard release, but it does come with a slipcase, and we have a spine. And there is the back. They're soulmates, but still so awkward. Nasa and Tasaka's. It's been a while since I've watched this series. Newlywed life gets more adorable every day between hijinks and a hot spring sunny honeymoon, sort of, becoming cat parents and decoding what different kisses mean. They'll figure out love, intimacy, happiness, and how to stop blushing about it. Includes 13 episodes, so episodes 0 to 12. Episode 0 being the second of the two OVAs released between seasons 1 and 2. The other one released as the 13th episode of season 1's Blu-ray. So season 1 is a 12 episode season, but it also includes the first OVA as a 13th episode. Whilst this one includes the second OVA as episode 0 of the series, effectively, akin to Lupin the Third Part 6, episode 0. Also, this release seems to be more of a Crunchyroll release. This season seems to be released by Crunchyroll on Blu-ray, whilst All the Anime themselves released season 1, by the looks of it, which probably explains why there isn't a collector's edition. Then again, Crunchyroll does also collector's editions as well for Spy Family Season 1 Part 2, and Season 2, not Season 1 Part 1 for some reason. So this is the slipcase taken off. Also included are the 4 high school day OVAs, or ONAs rather, as their original net animation episodes, titled Formulas for the Moon and Stars, Life as a Teacher, Romance is Generally Pretty Hard, and Across 1,000 Nights. And to be honest, quick review of those. They start off as as they say on the tin, it's a mini spin-off, a spin-off mini-series that follows on from season 2, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the main overall story arc at first. But the last episode actually kind of more focuses on stuff towards what's going on as the main arc, the main storyline going through the series, and setting up teasers for the future, potentially a 3rd season if that ever gets made. So initially it starts off as described as what it says on the tin, but then as it goes along it starts to move away from the high school days characters that are introduced exclusively in those episodes, and moves back towards the main cast for the main plot line of the series. So whether season 3 will pick up from there or if it will just pick up from after the season finale is to be determined. But that's for season 3 to decide. And that's the front of the cover, using the poster for season 2, which is great. I think that was actually one of the things I thought they were going to use for season 1's, but I think it's the season 2's poster, so that's probably why. And on the inside pictures are, I think it is still an alternative cover, but like Lupin the Third Part 6, it's just more inside pictures with the spine. So you could still wrap it as the front of the Blu-ray, but it's not an alternative cover, as opposed to on the season 1 release, which has the alternative picture. I hope you were able to see that. Anyway, this one release has 3 discs. Disc 1 is episode 0 to 5, Disc 2 episodes 6 to 11, and Disc 3 episodes 12, and the 4 OVA episodes, so episodes 12 to 17, if you were counting all of that. Is it 17? Is it 13, 14, 15, 16? Sorry, 13 to 6, episodes 12 to 16. It's 17 in total, so the OVAs would be episodes 13 through 16. Plus the bonus features, which, as well as the OVAs, is the Texas opening and ending songs. I wonder if that includes the OVA episodes as well, or if it's just the season ones. And should include the English dub as well. Audio, English and Japanese. Although bonus, it says just Japanese audio, but it also says the runtime for the bonus is 8 minutes, so I think that is just the opening and closing titles. So I guess that does include the ONA ones as well, otherwise it would only be half as long. I don't know if the runtime for the full episodes is including those, or if it's just the 13 episodes. Oh, by the way, this series is rated 15 in the United Kingdom for strong sex references, which, yeah, that's kind of true. But what I'm surprised about is only in the first 6 episodes, the OVA and episodes 1 to 5. Only at least one of those episodes is rated 15 in this series, and then episode 6 onwards is 12 highest, which is not the case for season 1. At least one episode between episodes 1 to... I'm not actually sure which episodes are on which disc. I would like to think it's 6 and 6, respectively, but it could easily be up to 9 and then the last 3. Oh, actually, no, 6 and 7, or 7 and 6. But it could easily be up to 9 and then the last 4, including the OVA. But at least one episode per disc of these 2 is rated 15, which I'm kind of surprised about, apart from maybe the first episode having a bit more blood with the accident NASA has in that episode. Besides that, I think season 2 has a bit more sexual stuff in it, or at least a bit more fan service, nudity sort of stuff, if you get what I mean. But that seems to only be relegated to disc 1. And I think there is at least one episode that would definitely qualify for that. But surprisingly, after episode 5, it's 12 at the highest, which I'm a bit surprised about, especially compared to season 2. But then again, maybe season 2, maybe they had more. Or maybe season 1's. Maybe season 1's were more spread out, while season 2's it was more in the front half of the series. Or front third, I should say. So, moving on to the parcel itself, unboxing. So, we will just do that and open this up. That's the back. A lot less of a neat away than the last unboxing that I did, which was for Tonikiwa Season 2 Blu-ray. We are going to, and it's what I think it's going to be. This is going to be a third release company doing anime Blu-rays that also sell, as well as on their own website, all the anime. So let's bring the stuff out. And we'll open up the bubble wrap, because it always tells the receipt in here as well. You can kind of already see what we get. Okay, that was my receipt. So yeah, receipt sticker, as they do. Okay, so we've got the Uruesi Yatsura Season 3 and 4 Blu-ray collection. That's the 2022 to 24 reboot. And also, at the same time, I also got the My Next Life as a Villianess All Routes Lead to Doom light novels 7 and 8. I've got number 9, it's a little dented. Numbers 1 to 6 are apparently sold out for some reason. 1 was sold out when I started looking at getting them a few years back, but didn't get around to starting, apart from getting this one at Forbidden Planet at one point. And at another point, I got the Volume 8 of the Manga version of the series. I've not been able to... I think, actually, all the anime did have these listed at some point, or somewhere else, but I am going to have to try and find the other volumes of this and the other light novels as well. But yeah, numbers 7 and 8 were in stock. 9 wasn't listed, surprisingly, and 1 to 6 are out of stock. But yeah, so I'm going to have to try and find 1 to 6, and if they've done it 10 onwards another time, and manga volumes 1 to 7, and also 9 has come out. You can tell from the numbering, I was going to say the numbering, it was going to be pink for manga and blue for the light novels. I think it's more the pattern. The pattern, as you can tell, hopefully, on that compared to the manga's pattern. So the 2 8s, slightly different patterns around the 8s. Sometimes different colours, but maybe that's more of a odds and evens thing. So yeah, these will be pretty good. So I won't read the descriptions for these, but I will propose to get... Actually, yeah, I will receive the descriptions for Volume 7. Despite being reborn as a villainess from an Otome game, Katarina has successfully graduated the Academy of Magic and overcome all catastrophically bad ends that awaited her. Now she's working at the Magical Ministry with her friends and her reliable and adorable dark familiar Poochie at her side. Surely there can be nothing but happy days ahead. Not so fast. Turns out there's a sequel to Fortune Lover, and it takes place at the Ministry. If Katarina returns in the game, does that mean that she could face even worse fates than before? After already meeting one character from the sequel, Dewey, the boy genius, Katarina now has to make sure that she doesn't run afoul of Cyrus, the stoic anti-ladies man. And if that wasn't enough to deal with, she now has to search for an ancient magical contract. Join Katarina once more in the 7th volume of the popular romantic catastrophe comedy. Whilst Volume 8, Katarina was reincarnated as the villainess of an Otome game. Now that the game's events have passed, all she wants to do is live a peaceful life working at the Magical Ministry with her friends. But things are never that easy. Katarina has now found herself living in the sequel to the original game. This time, her character's fate is supposed to include getting her hands on some powerful dark magic, and then her defeat at the hands of the heroes. Although she's done her best to avoid going down this path, she's now ended up with a dark familiar, Poochie the puppy, and the Dark Covenant in her possession. Katarina still has no idea how to escape certain doom, and now she suddenly has to attend some kind of international event at the castle. Could this be part of the sequel game too? And find out what happens in the 8th volume of the popular romance and doom comedy. As for Volume 9, more or less the same. Although apparently some stuff about Ocean Harbour. Reincarnated as the villainess of her favourite Otome game, Katarina Clays has taken her next life by the horns and thwarted every bad ending imaginable. Her reward, the most dangerous threat yet, of course, a sequel. So we're still in sequel territory here. By the way, Season 3 of the anime hasn't been made yet, but if it does, I think that was going to adapt these stories into Season 3, because I think... I'm not entirely sure, but in the manga, the final couple of episodes of Season 2 are... Some of that is adapted into this volume, and then some new stuff after that hasn't been adapted to anime yet, so I'm guessing that's going to... If it is adapted, it will be the start of Season 3. And then we get into all of this. So I think the manga, obviously, compared to light novels, is probably going to be a bit behind, so Volume 8 does not include everything that happens in Book 8, for example. It's probably more stuff from Book 5 or Book 6, theoretically. Obviously, Volume 1 of the manga and Book 1 will share the same events as the start, but they'll probably not adapt as much per volume of the manga as they are in the light novels. Anyway, that's right. Instead of getting to enjoy her hand-worn life at the magical ministry with all her friends, Catherine is now fighting to foil even more terrible fate, both for herself and others. For now, it's off to the southern seaside retreat of Ocean Harbour, but don't think for a moment that Katerina is here on vacation. She's here to wait tables undercover. A young nobleman has gone missing, and Katerina, Maria, and Sora have been tasked with investigating a potential human trafficking ring. What could go wrong? Doom draws dangerously near in the 9th installment of Katerina's Adventures and Antics. Again, I need to check if there's been any more of these released after Volume 9, which itself came out on 2020 in Japan, so probably came out around 1 to 2 years later in the UK and the US. Or US first and then the UK. So I'll have to see how many more volumes of the light novel has been published since 2020. As for the manga, 2022 in Japan, so that's probably also been released. That was probably released 2023 or 24 in the West. I'm just trying to see what they have on Volume 9. Something, I think they said something about Volume 9 coming soon. Yeah, just on sale soon. Yeah, so Volume 9 of the manga's got to probably get to where the 7th book is. Maybe the 6th, depending on where that one takes place. And like I said, if they ever do Season 3 anime, then it will include the story that's the second half of that manga, the story that it covers, and then the stuff at the ministry. Maybe going into Season 4 as well, if they get around to that. But we're still waiting on Season 3, the anime. They made the movie, which was a separate story. Like Spy Family Code White, it was independent of the manga, not... and also, I think the OVA of Tonikiwa Season 2 I was talking about, aside from maybe the second half of Episode 4 of that. But like Spy Family Code White, it was a separate story exclusive to the anime, and also the other Uruesi Yatsura films besides the 5th one, which was an adaptation of the final couple of chapters, which the last 4 episodes of this series, or Season 4 specifically, does as well, because they were manga chapters, but the other 5 films were original stories. So, yes, so now My Next Life as a Villianess has done that. Season 3 should hopefully pick up where it left off, but that's if they make Season 3. The movie came out in 2023, and the other 2 seasons in 2021. By the way, before I move on, still want to point out that the My Next Life Season 2 Blu-ray still hasn't come out yet in the UK. And also the film hasn't had a dub, I don't think, so I don't know if they're going to be releasing that anytime soon either. Speaking about anime that doesn't have... recent anime that doesn't have a dub, Uruesi Yatsura Seasons 3 and 4, or technically Series 2. The second lot of 23 episodes commissioned for David Films, I think so, by Sentai, based on the Rimiko Takahashi, I hope I said that right, probably didn't, manga of the same name, separate to the 1980s series and its spin-off films and OVAs. This forms episodes 24 to 46 overall, but again, they're split into 11 and 12 episode seasons. High Dive did that. I don't know why they're doing that on High Dive or these Blu-ray releases by MVM. Because technically this should be the second series, but it's split into seasons 3 and 4, just like how the first one was split into seasons 1 and 2, even though it's technically the first series. I don't know. Oh well, it's how it's said. So we'll have to say seasons 3 and 4 for this. But again, it'll be like 11 or 12 for season 3, and then the other 11 or 12 for season 4. I can't quite remember with this one. The other one, I know it was 11 for the first one, and then the other 12 for the second. I'm not entirely sure. I do know season 4 does end with a four-parter, as in the four-part full-length episode, because you can have two stories in one. Sometimes they do three if they have a little one towards the end as well. I don't think they've done 4. They might have done 4 if there's some really small ones, like mini ones, that they throw into the episodes. But the last 4 episodes adapt the final couple of chapters from the manga, and I think there was about 11 of those, because I've got numbers 1 and 17 of the double length mangas, which I think it was 34 volumes originally, and then they did twin pack, two volumes in one sort of a deal. So volume 1 of the doubles includes 1 and 2 of the originals. 17 is the other one I've got. So that has 33 and 34. And 34 is exclusively the final 11-parter story, which is adapted into the 4-parter of this series and the 5th film from the 1980s series. And to be honest, the 4 episodes here pretty much match the length of a 4 23-minute episodes. 4 25-minute episodes would be 100 minutes, so take off about 8 minutes, and that's about 92 minutes, including the titles. So it's about the same length as the movie, give or take, because I think the movie's probably about 90 to 100 minutes, maybe a little bit less, maybe in the late 80s, but about the same length as the movie, probably. Okay, so also, if you remember my unboxing from the first series, of seasons 1 and 2, technically, you'll know that I was not impressed with how it was packaged and designed. I'm now expecting the same thing to be done to season 3, so I will not be as angry or as disappointed, but I will do my critiques. This was actually released in July, apparently, and I didn't really notice until I went on to these MVM socials after putting the Tonikiwa Season 2 Blu-ray away and having a look at the socials on the back of the Blu-rays for Season 1/2, and then realising, oh, hang on, Seasons 3 and 4 have already come out. I didn't really know about Seasons 3 and 4 coming out, and it is available to purchase on Audio Anime as well as MVM, but I just didn't really notice. I was waiting for when they announced Season 3 of Uruesi Yatsura out now, sort of a thing. So I guess I'll have to do that with My Next Life as a Villianess, but I don't think that one's been announced for Season 2's release yet. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that being said, once I found out, that's why I got this, because it's this parcel, and then I got the My Next Life as a Villianess light novel 7 and 8 alongside it. So yeah, especially since the Tonikiwa Blu-ray just arrived, I thought I should probably grab something else as well, so I got those. Also, this is rated 15 this season, these 2 seasons, so for contains sexual harassment. So compared to the first series where it's moderate sex references. So again, it's been a while since I've watched this series, so I guess maybe things are a bit more adult in this one. The movies were all PG, I believe, but I did see on eBay the first 2 VHSs of the series were rated 15, so... But then again, that was possibly at the time when 12 might not have been used on video, so... But I could be wrong about that. So, I shall undo the plastic packaging. Maybe the stuff is referring to maybe stuff regarding one of the new characters introduced in this season. Because of some stuff that goes down there. Again, it's been a bit of a while since I saw this, even though it came out last year. I don't need those scissors anymore. Okay, so Uruesi Yatsura 2022, Seasons 3 and 4. That's the front. There's the spine. And there's the back. And then those bits as well. So, 23 episodes, seasons 3 and 4 collection for this set. So yeah, it's probably going to be same number of episodes on each disc as the first season, which is annoying, but okay. She's the universe's most beautiful, bikini-clad alien invader. He's the idiot human whose space she loves to invade the most. If drooling womanizer Ataru Muraboshi, I'm speaking too fast, Muraboshi, thought his life had become complicated when he defeated the bikini-clad alien invader Lum, and she decides to move in, our human fool hasn't seen anything yet. Granting bubblegum, body swapping, and time travel, Lum turning into a cow. In fact, as the third and fourth seasons of Rumiko Takahashi's remade hit series continues to pile absurd adventure upon absurd adventure, the one thing that becomes clear is that our universe is not just much stranger and funnier than we imagined it is. It is in fact much stranger and funnier than we can imagine. In Uruesi Yatsura seasons 3 and 4. All new series from the legendary creator Rumiko Tashihaki. Special features include web previews, Japanese promos, cleaning and opening animations. By the way, I believe this series only exists in Japanese, as opposed to season 1, which has a English dub alongside the original Japanese. But they didn't dub seasons 1 and 2, but they didn't dub seasons 3 and 4. So the second half of the 46 episodes commissioned series 2, effectively, is undubbed. For whatever reason, the series didn't get a dub. It hasn't received a dub, and they felt confident enough to release this Blu-ray over a year after the final episode aired. They're confident enough to release it without a dub included, so I guess they aren't doing it, because if they were prepared to release this, because the series aired, I think it was January to March or April 2024, 23 episodes. Actually, it might have even been May or June, but yeah, if they released this in July 2025, about a year after or just over a year after the last episodes would have aired in Japan and on High Dive, well, season 1's English dub was released, the episodes were released about 2 weeks after the Japanese episodes, I believe, roughly 2 weeks. And no English dub has come as of the release of this Blu-ray in July 25. I don't even think it's out at all now either. Then if they were confident enough to release this in July 25 without a dub, we can probably assume there's no dub coming. Because otherwise they might have waited. Which, to be honest, with the first volume coming out in April of this year, and that series coming out in 22 and 23, I think saving this one for 2026, if a dub was on its way, would have made a smart decision. But if there is no dub coming, then I can see why they released it in only a few months after Volume 1. And to be honest, if that's the case, then it was a smart decision to release both volumes, not quite back to back, but only a few months apart, as opposed to what's been going on with stuff like Tonikiwa, which was a year apart. Well, actually, 11 months, because this was November last year. Whilst the seasons themselves broadcast about 3 years apart, with the 2 OVAs in between. And then My Next Life as a Villianess, Season 2, although that aired a year after Season 1, its UK Blu-ray hasn't turned up within 18 months of Season 1's. And Spy Family Code White hasn't been released yet, even though Season 3 has started airing and Season 2's Blu-ray is out already, for example. We'll see how the My Dress Up Darling Blu-ray, Season 2 Blu-ray's release is going to compare. But yeah, it was probably, I'll give them this, it's a smart move to release them a couple months apart from each other, but still within the same year, and this one about a year after it finished. Right, so even if that means that if there is no English dub coming, then, well, yeah, actually, even if that means we don't get an English dub at all on this release, and if there was one coming, it'd be left off. But if they're confident in releasing it in July 25, then that probably meant that there isn't one coming, at least not anytime soon. Okay, so opening it up, and there is the alternative cover. Opening it up onto disc 1, which includes episodes 24 to 32. So that's about 9 episodes. Yeah, it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 on the next disc. Whichever disc has 3 episodes instead of 2 is going to be the one that has the season that has the extra episodes. So one will be 12, one will be 11, or vice versa. So whichever one ends up having 3 episodes, if you get 2 discs of 9, and then you get a disc of 2 and a disc of 3, like on the first season, then first series, seasons 1 and 2, then the exact same is going to happen here, and we'll know which season's got which number of episodes. So season, it's also 15 on this one, so I'm guessing some of those 15 rated episodes are on this disc. By the way, great pictures of Lum included. Disc 2, and yeah, these episodes 33 to 35. So this is the disc that includes. So I guess season 3 is the one that has 12 episodes, and season 4 is 11. These last 3 episodes rated 12 instead of 15. So also some great character pictures on there. Disc 3 got another great Lum picture there. I really like how the art style for the cover and the discs. Oh, that's the cover art style on disc 3, by the way. I really like how it reflects more the manga itself rather than the anime, as great as the anime visuals are. This disc is also rated 15 and includes episodes 36 to 43, meaning that the 43... Oh, it's 46 episodes, not 43 episodes commission. And then season 4 includes episodes 44 to 46. Oh, that's 3 episodes as well. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 48. Okay, that has 8 episodes. And that one's got 3, so that takes it up to 11. And that one is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, so that one's got 9. Why they couldn't do 8, and on this one 4 episodes each, 8 and 4. I don't know why they couldn't have done that. That was my complaint with the other one, is that they did 9 and then 2, 9 and then 3. In this one's case, they've done 9 and 3 again, but then on the last one they do 8 and 3. So that's slightly better, in my opinion. I would have said 5 and 6, or 6 and 7. Not 6 and 7, that would be 13. I would have said 5 and 6, or vice versa. And for the 12 episode ones, 6 and 6. For like close enough. But I would take 7 and 4, or 7 and 5. I would take 8 and 3, or 8 and 4. But I think 9 and 3, and especially 9 and 2 in the case of season 1. Season 1, episodes 1 to 9, and then 10 and 11. I think I took a special umbrage with that. In this case, they decided to do 8 and 3. So, and also rated 12 on disc 4. So I think this is a small improvement to season 1 and 2's release, because season 4, having 11 episodes, it moves one of the first 9 episodes, the 9th episode of these 11, onto the other disc with the last 2, fixing that issue I had with season 1, episodes 1 to 9 on one disc, and then 10 and 11 on their own on the next disc, and then either split seasons 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 episode-wise better across the 4 discs, or don't bother with the season 1 and season 2 and season 3 and 4 split. Just do one full season 1 and one full season 2, and just do the 23 episodes across the discs as per normal. In this one's case, it's slightly better in the former suggestion. Again, it's not perfect. I would have preferred 7 and 4, or 6 and 5, but it's better. And this one, again, same. In fact, it could even have been 8 and 4, as opposed to 9 and 3. But as it's the 12 episode disc, I've accepted that it's probably going to be similar to the first season, and I'm happy for the wafer thin improvement. Okay, the small improvements to Season 4's release. It also helps the fact that... Actually, no, that is one other thing. Season 4's got a 4-part finale, so actually having episode... the 4th to last episode included on the 4th disc actually would have been an even better idea. So yeah, it really should have been 7 and 4. So... Oh well. What's done is done. I think Season 1, it was just 4 pictures of Lum with some other characters on the odd numbered discs and her on her own on the even discs. The cover picture of her from the cover on both sides being on disc 1. And then some other characters on discs 1 and 3, as I said, so the odd numbered discs she's joined by some other characters, the even ones on her own discs. In the case of seasons 3 and 4, Lum herself is on the 1st and 3rd discs, the cover art on the 3rd disc, and then seasons 2 and 4 are exclusively other characters, and other characters who haven't appeared on the other discs, I believe, which helps with the whole, if you had a complete seasons 1 to 4 collection, with the discs, the only thing you'd have to change is the disc numbers, because you've got separate disc numbers for each release, but the cover, the episodes of the whole show are listed at the bottom with the season number, a la episodes 24 to 32 on season 3 disc, the first disc of this release. So if you were doing a complete set, the only thing you'd have to change is the disc numbers from the second release, from 1 to 4 to be 5 to 8. And then to just take off the cover, I think it's exactly the same as on the front. On the other side, yeah, it's mostly the same, maybe a few technical stuff and the age ratings removed. Not much different. I think the first one was like that. So overall, Uruesi Yatsura 2022, Season 3 and 4, Blu-ray set. About the same as the original, but I am happy to see that they made a small improvement with the episodes laid out for the shorter of the seasons released on here. So again, the 11 episode ones. I'm glad they made an improvement, even though because it is a 4-parter, they are still, like, you know, having all 4 episodes of that storyline on the same disc would have been really good. But in terms of objective number of episodes included, it's an improvement, even though, again, I still think, alongside the story reasons, 7 and 4 would have made more sense. And on this one, 8 and 4, or 7 and 5. And Season 1 and 2, whilst we're at it, it's 1 to 9 here and 10 and 11 here. So again, 7 or 8 and 5 or 4. 3, actually no, sorry, 7 or 8 and 4 or 3. And then Season 2, episodes 12 to 20, and then 23 to 21 to 23. So that would be, so okay, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that is 9. Maybe 7 and 8, 7 or 8, and 5 or 4, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, so I think it should have been like you had 7 and 4 or 8 and 3 situation for Season 1, 7 and 5 or 8 and 4 for Season 2, and the same for Season 3, 7 and 5 or 8 and 4, and then Season 4, 7 and 4. It does do 8 and 3, which is better than 9 and 2. But I think, as well as also to include the first part of that 4-parter on the same disc as the rest of them, 7 and 4 would have been better. But again, it's better than 9 and 2, so I'll give it that. As for special features, yeah, as I mentioned, it's basically the bare minimum again. Well, actually, they've got web previews, and I don't know if the web previews are the same as the episode previews, and the Japanese promos. Okay, that's a little... Okay, this season's got a bit more stuff on it than this. It doesn't really have the bonus runtime, but there's a bit more stuff on this one. So season 3 and 4 release is a bit better compared to the season 1 and 2 releases. There's a little bit more extras, not much, but maybe a few more, and episodes in season 4 are spread across the discs a bit better than the season 1 episodes are. 2 and 3 is the same, but that's okay. Well, okay for what we've got, I should say. I mean, like I said, I had my suggestion, what I think would have been better, but for what we got, season 3 is the same as season 2, and season 4 is a bit better than season 1's. Okay, so season 3 and 4's release is a bit better. So that's it from this unboxing. Thank you for watching. Before we go, I also want to mention that I recently picked up the latest edition of My Dress Up Darling Volume 14 at the Bishop Stortford Waterstones. And also got Volume 2 last week when I went to see Good Fortune and Roofman at Harlow Harvey Centre. I got the Volume 2 manga at the Harlow Waterstones. I've also currently got Volumes 1, 3, 8, 9, 12 and 13. Volume, I got in the order I got them was Volumes 1, 13, I think 12, then 8, 9, and then 3 and 11. Stortford Waterstones for 1, 13, 8 and 9, and Harlow's for 12, and Forbidden Planets London for 3 and 11. And I've got 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 10 left to get. Maybe Cambridge Forbidden Planet will have something. Anyway guys, that's it from me. Thank you for my unboxing of the Uruesi Yatsura Seasons 3 and 4 Series 2 Blu-ray and the My Next Life as a Villianess or Route C to Doom light novels 7 and 8, as well as showcase of the Tonikiwa Over the Moon for You Season 2 Blu-ray, and to a lesser extent My Dress Up Darling Manga Volumes 2 and 14. That's it from me, and I shall see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne YouTube channel. It's only in that set. Anyway, moving on to the parcel. But I didn't notice because I didn't really get... So overall, the Uruesi Yatsura Season 3 Stortford Waterstones for all of the first 5, 4 of the first 5, and Harlow Waterstones for as for 4, 5. Anyway, so that's it from me. Thank you for this unboxing and the showcase, and I will see you guys next time. Anyway, and sort of, I suppose, the My Dress Up Darling manga seasons 2 and 4. And then